Well, we're back out here at the property out here in Beedi. Uh, I guess I'll give another update. We haven't really made any videos. I was on it pretty regularly there for a while, but things have just gotten pretty hectic and not necessarily going as planned. So it's just been kind of hard to keep a constant flow of videos going since I'm not really out here as often as I'd like to be. But here in the last couple weeks, we've been out here almost every weekend, and we've gotten some decent amount of work done. I'm about to walk y'all through what we're gonna do this weekend, and maybe some things that we've done since the last video. I think the last video I showed that we were getting ready to do electrical, and I showed the new driveway, which is one of the things that we're gonna try to confront today. We got a lot of rain here about 3 weeks ago, and it was the first big rain after we had the driveway put in. And as you can see, I've got a lot of debris, pine needles, stuff like that we underbrushed, and we just don't have a living situation going yet. So I don't have a shed. I don't have nowhere to put lawn care equipment. So I just haven't had a chance to really handle any of this. So when it rained, it piled all this stuff here, right here, into the front of the culvert, and so much so that I wasn't here when it rained, but it looks like this whole area either filled up and kind of carried some of this pine up on the driveway, because like that, them sticks and whatnot, they weren't there before the rain. So it definitely looks like something washed up on the driveway. And I came out here and this culvert was totally blocked with all these pine needles and sticks. So I made a couple improvements trying to keep that culvert from getting blocked up. I got another one of them covers to go on the other side, but that side wasn't really the issue. The bigger issue, which I'm going to try to handle today, is that this side, as you can see, it washed out pretty bad. Like all this right here, I went through a couple days ago and tried to shovel up what I could of our rocks that washed away and put them back where they belong. But I have to get something going in here, figure out a drainage plan to keep this from happening again. So I really don't want the driveway being eroded away after you pay $14,000 for it. So that'll be what we do today. We got, as you see out there, there's the clay and sand and some of the gravel it washed. That's 20 yards away. So probably gonna at least handle some kind of retention wall today, and maybe start getting a plan for where I want this ditch to go, because we gotta have somewhere for all this water to travel through. So you can tell it comes down here pretty decent, but I think it hits this low spot here, which is all filled in with pine needles, but then it just kind of flattens out. don't really have anywhere to go. So that whole area, unfortunately, where the driveway is at, it's kind of low. So this was always the kind of the plan. We knew we were gonna have to deal with this at some point, but but once the driveway got put in, it really kind of highlighted and probably honestly made the situation a little worse. I said right here, it's kind of flat, but just the way the ground looks, it looks like all that water washed through here pretty good, because it's trying to get to the creek here, going across the road over there. So, but yeah, that's the plan for today. Really this weekend, just try to get as much of this stuff taken care of as we can. Walk you back here. The cows. But yeah, I'll walk y'all back here. Kind of to show you what we've been up to. Last weekend, I came out here, and so about a month ago, we installed our electrical. We got power to the fifth wheel, power to the camper. We got they're following me. Watch, I'm gonna poke his head over. What are you doing? What are you doing? Checking me out? But so I came out and we did the electrical, got everything set up. So now we've got power for our fifth wheel, power for the well. I put a sub panel in, so we're all good to go in that arena. And then I got to the point where we trenched with the ditch witch, but I had to go back, and now you have to put all the dirt back in the trench after you get the wire in there. And it was almost 400 feet of dirt, and that was a battle, fighting the rain, stuff like that, because the trench is fill it full of water. We had to get a pump out here, start pumping the water out just so we could pack the dirt back in there. So that was kind of what we did the last couple weekends. And then last weekend, I finally got my feeder put up. It's one of the Wild Game Innovations feeders. It's not, I'm not really that happy with how they built it, but for the money, I can't really complain. So, but anyways, that's what I did last weekend. I put that up. I mowed this little area here and got that all ready to go. So my wife's on her way out here in a couple hours, and she's got my card reader, so I'll be able to see if our animal traffic has increased any with that feeder. We've always had a lot of animals out here, just because the neighbor feeds, and I think for the most part it's because this property's been uninhibited for like ever. So but yeah, here's the power. I still have you can tell I got the zip ties and stuff going on right now. That's because I didn't, when I installed all this, I didn't have the conduit clips, so it's tough being so far out because you got to try to plan everything. You can't really just, hey, I'm going to run to the store real quick. So, but yeah, all this was still pretty wet last weekend, but it's dried out, so we can fill this in. Like I said, all through here is where we trenched. And this is what I'm left with, is this last trench here, waiting on septic, waiting on the county. I've never seen a process quite, honestly, quite so ass backwards, dealing with the county. We've had to, it's taken us 8 weeks to get a permit reviewed. It gets approved. 2 days later, it gets rejected because they didn't see something. And then it's just a constant battle, to the point where I've talked to multiple septic companies, and these contractors, a lot of them are talking about not even wanting to deal with Walker County, not wanting to put septic systems in the county because it's such a hassle to deal with their people in the office. So gonna have a lot of people pretty upset if that happens. You know, ain't nobody gonna be able to get a septic put in Walker County because of the way they are. So but yeah, there's still so much work to do out here. We had planned on a garden out there in the area of them trees. We really want to get vegetables and stuff going this summer, but just the rising cost of everything. I mean, as of this video right now, you're at almost $5 a gallon for diesel. I mean, things are just getting pretty ridiculous, to the point where we can't really afford to do as many things at one time as we originally planned. So that'll probably be a next year thing. And then this year, we're really gonna focus. You can see my tent got mowed over. That tent's been out here for 6 months. Absolutely no issues. And then, you know, it's made it through storms and everything. And I came out here last weekend. The weather was fine all week. And I came out here and the thing collapsed, tore a hole in the back of the tent. So that's awesome. But yeah, somewhere back there, we're gonna end up putting in, I'll end up building a shed. We're thinking like a shed with a lean-to. That way, when we do get the camper out here, we'll have the camper here, shed with a lean-to. Under the lean-to, I'll put like our gym equipment, so at least we have somewhere to exercise and try to stay healthy. Because not gonna lie, this whole process has been pretty damning. You know, living in the camper is not the problem, but I think it's just not having our own place. You know, I think it's mentally draining. You know, all the little battles, all the little things that happen, and it makes it difficult. It's difficult on the kids, it's difficult on everybody. So, you know, we used to be able to run. I had a gym going out of the garage before we sold the house. And now it's, you know, I work down in Houston. I'm trying to go on runs down in Houston and getting chased down the road by freaking German shepherds that are trying to bite at your ankles. So, but yeah, Like I said, more trench to fill. It keeps getting, you know, it rains and then dew, and then it heats up again and it settles. So it's like you keep having to go back and fill it and fill it and fill it. Last weekend I came out here and I was trying to deal with these piles of dirt. As soon as I dug into that one right there by the sub panel, I mean, it was like a whole 6-foot area. I mean, it was totally covered in fire ants. So that didn't get very far in that aspect. So, but this is kind of, like I said, an unplanned video. I just wanted to give it an update. I have a lot of work to do because unfortunately I don't really have much help, and you know, my wife tries to help, but unfortunately having a 2-year-old who's almost 3, she's pretty needy, so I don't get much help. So anyways, nonetheless, it still is real pretty out here, especially in the morning. So, but one day at a time, and I'll make another video here shortly, maybe at the end of the weekend. Once I start getting back into the habit of making them, the videos won't be so long. You know, I can just give small updates here and there. So, but all right, we'll see y'all in the next one.